Welcome everybody to a brand new video, a brand new channel, and my very first video with me, Mr. Random Fix It. I'm here today, I'm going to fix my extension lead. Got some tools ready, I've got the extension lead, you can see we've got the brake, and I've got my signature item, my favourite good old cup of tea. Cannot be anywhere with my favourite cup and my cup of tea. So without further ado, I'm going to get straight into it, no messing around. What I'm going to do is, that is the male side of the plug. Just going to pop that onto one side. This side is close to the brake, so what we're going to do is we're going to just cut the cable. It's an old cable, just cut it and then repop this female plug back onto this fresh section and then reconnect it back up. And then it should be good to go. I'm going to be fixing random things, repairing random tools, doing all sorts of random stuff. I'll upload whenever or wherever I can. I'm just using my phone at the moment, so I have to bear with the resolution and the picture quality until I get a camera or something better, limited funds, so forth. Just as a quick footnote, a quick disclaimer, I'm not a qualified electrician or anything like that, so don't try to copy me at home, because this is just for me, for my personal use. I don't want anybody getting injured or anything like that from trying to copy me and hurting themselves or ending up in hospital. So just be careful and keep safe. And always remember, if you're using sharp objects like standy blades, etc., keep your fingers clear, cut away from yourself if you want to be very careful, and use protective equipment like cut-proof gloves, etc. So without further ado, we'll get into the repair job and let's get this fixed. So have a quick bit of the tea. There we go, we're good and ready. So what we'll do is we'll get the female end off first. I've got a little tub for my screws. Just put that there. Get this one done. And there we go. Now you've got to remember with these that with a heavy duty extension cable, you've got your green and yellow as an earth, your blue as your neutral, and your brown as your live, which is where your fuse, your ampage fuse runs through on your connection. You've got to be very careful not to get them the wrong way around, because if you plug it into your plug socket with the wires the wrong way around, boom, shorts the plug socket out and also tricks your electrics. Also, this is a British cable, British connections, not United States, so nobody gets it wrong. This is United Kingdom wires. So let's get this one done. There we go. Now we've got to undo the connections. There we go, and they should just pull straight on out. Don't worry if the items for the clips for the plugs come out, they just slide straight back in again. There we go, and that's off. Now we've got to cut this old section off, so I'll get my sharp pair of pliers, because they're the best ones I've got. I don't have many tools, but I have some. There we go, straight through that. Get rid of that old piece, throw it to one side. Now this is where you've got to be careful, because here I'm going to be using a Stanley knife to cut through the protective casing of the cable. Be very careful, these things are sharp. Also, be careful when you're cutting through this cable, because if you cut too hard, you could go through into the live or the neutral or the earth and damage the cable, which means you're going to cut that bit off and then cut further down and you're losing more cable. So do be careful when you're cutting, when you are cutting this. So let's just pop that in there, give ourselves a little bit of extra slack. Let's cut about there. Just gently roll this around the outside. There we go, and just slides on off. Let's just put the rubbish to one side. You can see there's your 3 cables again. Just pop off this bit of string. There we go. Right, now we've got to trim these down and reconnect these back on. What I'll do first, I'll get this seated back in place, and we'll get this little bracket here back on, so therefore we can get the cable hold down so we can get things sorted. Now that's one screw semi in. Line that up. There you go. Get that down nice and tight, because if you don't and you pull on the cable, it'll just pull it straight out or cause a short circuit, and you don't want that, or even possibly cause an electrical fire. That again, you don't want. You want to try and avoid that at all costs. So there we go, you've got your 3 wires. Now when you're putting your plug on, British style, you've got your live, which is your brown, your neutral, which is your blue, and your earth again, which is your green and yellow. Your earth always goes up in the top middle. Your live, when you've got a plug, it will be going on your left hand side. Your neutral will be going on your left hand side, and your live will be going on your right hand side. Now obviously if you're not sure which way to put this and you want to just double check, get a plug and look at the bottom of a normal British plug. It'll say live, neutral and earth on the bottom of the plug on most of them, because of EU regulations and rules and laws. If you don't know what you're doing, don't go ahead and do it if you're not sure what you're doing, because obviously you may cause an electrical fire, etc. So always contact a qualified electrician if you're not sure, especially if you're not sure. Don't do that if you're not sure. So always contact a qualified electrician. But I've been repairing things for quite a few years now, and I enjoy repairing things. It's a fun hobby of mine. So I know which way around this goes. So there's the earth. Let's get the earth on first, because that's the easiest. So get that there, and just snip off a little extra. There we go. Still got a straggly end there. There we go. Push that over to one side. Now, this is where you've got to be careful again. Now we need to trim the edge of the wire so it can go into the brass retainer for the plug. Just gently around the cable with the Stanley, make a seam. There we go. Put that one back in there. In you go. There we go. And just twizzle the end up so it holds together. Let's just pop the earth connection out to make sure the screws all the way out. No. To make sure we can get the wire in. There we go. Now if it's easier, just lift the pin out and slide it onto the wire. If it's easier that way. All you want to do is just get a gentle nip. Once you've got a gentle nip on it, you can then slide the connection back into its holder in the casing. And then while it's in the casing, lay it down on the table or whatever surface you're using, and just give it a little nip up so it's nice and tight. There we go, that's the earth connected. Now I'm going to get on with the neutral. So the neutral will be going to this connection here, and then what we want to do is we want to trim the wire a little bit. It's still a little bit too long. We'll use the sharper pliers. There we go. Now I want to gently run around the casing of the wire, just to slit it with the Stanley. Be careful of your fingers and thumbs whilst doing this. Again, like I said, it's very sharp. You don't want to cut your fingers off. Again, safety first, always safety first. Gently lift this out, if it'll come out. There we go. There we go. We've got the neutral connection out. Just a screwdriver. There we go. Get that screw out a little bit further. We'll leave that one out for now. And just twizzle the wire up a little bit so it'll go in. Some people tend to put a bit of solder on the end of the wires with a little soldering iron, and then obviously it can create a better connection. I do have a soldering iron. The only problem with it is it's not the best, it's old, it's tired. I need a new one. So I will get another one eventually, because I need that for fixing more stuff. Little nip on that, there we go. And we've got a little bit of extra wire sticking out of there. Let's just give that a cut off. There we go. Let's cut off some extra wire. And just put that back in its slot. Push the wire down into its groove around the side so it doesn't catch on the socket. Tighten that one down, so there you go. There's your neutral done. Now it's time for the live, which is the brown connection. Make sure this screws out enough for the wire to go in. There we go. Right, now we need to trim this connection. And that wire is definitely a bit too long, so take some off that one as well. Now we need to trim the outer case off with a Stanley knife. So we've got some bare wire showing. There we go. Now give that wire a little twizzle. And then just gently slide that into there. Give it a little nip up so it don't come off. There we go. Now you can gently just slide that into its holder. Push the brown wire down into its groove in the socket. Hold the plug pin down. Just give it a little nip so that wire don't come out, so it's nice and tight. And there you go. You've got your neutral, your earth, and your live all reconnected. Got the bad section of the cable gone. So therefore, I'm not going to have any faults or any problems or any electrical fires or risks of any problems at all. That's that gone. All I've got to do is just put the case back together, which is just a quick, simple, if I get it the right way around, there we go. Slot the top on. Two dandy Phillips screws in the back, holds it together, quick, easy and simple. And there we go. One plug socket fix. Female plug for an extension lead. Quick, easy, simple, straightforward. Now it's safe to use again. I may not have needed all these tools, but it's always handy to have a couple of extras in case a certain screwdriver doesn't fit, or you need an electrical screwdriver, etc, etc. Little tub for screws so you don't lose things while you're working. You know, always have peace of mind so you don't lose stuff. Make sure you hold your Stanley away, otherwise I could have cut myself like that. That's a bit silly. And there we go, job done. So there we go, happy chappy, happy days. So there we go, guys. Hope you enjoy that. Subscribe, like, all the good stuff, and I'll be back at you soon with another repair it, fix it video by me, Mr. Random Fix It. See you again soon.